Welcome to this week's Akashic Insights Weekly. We're looking at March 21st to 27th, so the final full week of March 2022. I'm using the Illuminating Journey Cards that I created with the guidance of the Akashic Records. And I'm your host, Jen Dushen, jendushen.com, Akashic Swan Guidance. So we've just passed massive full moon, and now we move to and the equinox, where night equals day. So we're moving into the spring energy in the northern hemisphere and the autumn energy in the southern hemisphere. So massive shifts. We're also kind of grounding into what this year is really about. What are we actually going to do about what we say we want? How are we going to bring that into being? So we start off with this card, the 28. Hasn't shown up for a while. 28 Soul Portal. So when I look at this card, it makes me think about new beginnings. 28 is a 10, 2 and 8 is 10, it's one, new beginnings. But also what my eye has been caught here is by the stork, this idea of bringing new birth, something new, offering a choice, an opportunity to live our lives differently, to see things differently, and to make different choices. The figure here, whether that's you or what you think life is, or perhaps you're being offered all of these things. Which is the thing that you value enough in this moment to commit to? It feels like a very sacred path, even though it is definitely a very physical experience. So there isn't just like, oh, my idea in my head, but I actually have to activate it in the physical realm, choosing my sacred paths, choosing my path of devotion. So very much this moment of awareness that as I take the plunge, as I walk or travel towards that thing that has meaning to me, is it going to open me up even more, connect me even more to who I am, the essence of my power, the essence of my being. This is a very, potent and important gateway or entry point. And then, well, isn't that interesting? We went to 28, which is a 10, and 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. And so here we have the 1. And just those little touches here and there of red in this card. Red, the number of kind of fire, it's like the root, it's the energy of really rooting into something that we desire. The number 1 is recognizing what's our part to play. What are we lighting a fire to? What are we activating in devotion to? So very much this awareness of being central to our own experience. What am I allowing? How am I honoring the individuality of others? So it's not just my individuality, but the individuality of others. And when we honor that, then things just open up, because we're not so focused on telling other people what to do. We're trying to make them do what we believe in. We're really understanding that people make choices. And so from that place, how do we make choices? How do we unhook from being connected to their choices and choose the path we're taking in the midst of everything that's happening around us? Because these are serious times that we're in. There's so much change. There's so much to be aware of. Awakening to how our lives can be so amazing and yet be activated by so much cruelty and unawareness of another, like someone choosing because they can to bomb people and all of those things, like some companies or whatever, people choosing to be dishonest or to try to trick people or confuse them. So all of that stuff's going on, and we're coming to that central place, like, this is who I am, this is where I stand, this is what I'm going for, this is what I'm giving and gifting my service to. This is how I'm contributing, because I want to be conscious in how I make choices. And then the third and final card. So I love this, the 9. We go from the 1 to the 9. There's also those energies of the red, and the 9 soul portal showed up last time. And I think, to me, when I look at these two cards side by side, it's like this card is like the external kind of choice that we're making, and then this card speaks to the internal journey we have to take in order to recognize our oneness in the collective, which is part of this whole journey. What's so important here is to understand that our journey right now is recognizing that we are whole, that we are valuable, that we matter, that we don't need to be crushed under some belief that makes us feel less than or unworthy. It is a journey, right? It's a journey that we have to take to this realization, to this awareness. So by our ritual, by our devotion, by our service, we begin to pull away from the distraction or the idea there's something wrong with me, so I need to go fix it, or there's something wrong with someone else, I need to go fix it, and come back to the energy of the self, that the self is whole, and as individuals, we're here to do these things that collectively connect us and potentially heal us all, you know, in the sense of we're nothing wrong with us, but we healed from the idea, the obsession that there is something that we need to fix in order to be good enough to do what we came here to do. And this Soul Portal 9 speaks of that, of kind of finding that essence of devotion, of knowing our path so clearly, of being aware of our anointing as being part of the purpose of all of this. What are we here to do? And not in a sense of, oh, you know, you know, there's somebody cracking the whip and making me do it. But it's really a sense of complete expansion of the self and this beautiful rainbow energy, the opportunity to truly dive in, be immersed in who you are and how you show up, and you know, the joy of being expressed as you that allows all to be expressed as themselves in the amazing kaleidoscope that is all of us. So it definitely feels like an opportunity to empower, to make the kind of choices that separate us from our kind of obsessions and illnesses around who we are and how we've been trapped, and find that essence, the truth of who we are, the sword of truth, of being totally, this is me, this is my part, and let me focus on that as opposed to focusing on something that needs fixing. So it's a very perhaps subtle shift, but at the same time momentous, because it's moving us away from the distraction and into the awareness, into that knowing there is light and dark, and as we walk, we see and choose. Feels very powerful. So I'm wishing you an amazing new week. May you be inspired by the idea that you don't need to distract yourself any longer. You don't need to be under the thumb of another, or even under the thumb of your own delusions and pain, but can truly step into being the wholeness of you. Sending you so much love. I'm Jen Duchenne, jenduchenne.com, Akashic Swan Guidance. And I am starting a new level 1 pilgrimage of the soul. So this is a program that runs for 3 months and then extends for another 6 months for the second level, which is learning to use the Illuminating Journey Cards for yourself, and the second level for others, and also includes other training, immersion in the idea of being you, so you can read the signs, you can move through the unknown, you gain the sense of being fortified by the essence of who you are, knowing who you are, tapping into that, amplifying the essence of you, so you no longer are wondering, who am I and what am I here to do, but you truly understand exactly how to do it. So if you're interested, let me know, and probably be some stuff posted on my website soon. Sending lots of love, and I will see you next time.